Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Tune in daily as we explore the world's finest books for you. Today, we're diving into a seminal work by economist Friedrich Hayek, The Denationalization of Money, Analysis of Theory and Practice for Concurrent Currencies. This stands as Hayek's final economics monograph from his later years. In economic academia, Hayek is considered a towering intellectual giant. He's renowned for championing free markets and opposing Keynesian economics. Hayek and Keynes formed one of history's great intellectual rivalries. Simply put, Keynes believed governments could stimulate effective demand through public spending. During economic downturns, he advocated infrastructure investments or monetary expansion to boost activity, like after the 2008 crisis when the Fed slashed rates and flooded markets with liquidity. But Hayek argued only individual demand matters, warning state intervention distorts economic systems. From this came his business cycle theory. Excessive money creation leads to malinvestment in crises. This groundbreaking work earned Hayek the 1974 Nobel Prize in Economics. Beyond academia, Hayek's ideas profoundly shaped real-world policies. Both President Reagan and P.N. Thatcher applied his theories during their administrations. Reagan's policies navigated the 1979 to 820 crisis into 72 months of sustained growth. Thatcher tamed UK inflation and achieved record-long premiership through Hayekian reforms. In 1975, the new conservative leader immediately sought Hayek's counsel. At a public event, she dramatically produced Hayek's The Constitution of Liberty. Holding it high, she declared, "This is what we believe," before slamming it on the podium. Hayek believed true economic growth comes from unleashing entrepreneurial spirit through freedom and market competition. This competition ensures the most capable enterprises and entrepreneurs prevail. Ultimately, consumers benefit through superior goods and services. Most of Hayek's ideas gained widespread academic acceptance, but his monetary theories remain highly controversial to this day. We interact with currency daily, shopping, investing, saving, yet rarely question its nature. Nation-states currently monopolize currency issuance worldwide. This government monopoly appears unquestionable and permanent. Hayek challenged this status quo in The Denationalization of Money, asking, why exempt money from free market principles? He proposed abolishing central banks and allowing private currency competition. Through this process, markets would naturally select superior currencies. Knowing this sounded radical, Hayek meticulously explained his logic in the book. The book systematically develops his argument through three key sections. First, diagnosing flaws in current monetary systems. Second, challenging the necessity of government currency monopolies. Third, practical frameworks for implementing monetary competition. Let's examine the first part, problems with state-controlled money. Modern governments manipulate money supply through central banks. During recessions, they often inflate currency supply as stimulus. The 2008 crisis response exemplifies this. Money printing causes inflation and market distortions. Inflation means more money chasing goods, reducing purchasing power. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the dollar lost 95% of its value between 1913 and 2013. In extreme cases, currency devaluation reaches unimaginable extremes. After WWI, the Allies demanded crippling war reparations from Germany. The Weimar government resorted to hyperinflation to meet these payments. This triggered astronomical price surges, at one point doubling every 3.7 days. By 1923, monthly inflation hit 25%. Workers needed twice daily paychecks just to buy bread. Inflation acts as a reverse Robin Hood, stealing from the poor to feed the rich. Middle-class savings evaporate, while the wealthy hedge through investments. Asset inflation benefits those holding stocks and real estate. Meanwhile, bank deposits melt like ice in summer heat. This systemic wealth transfer disproportionately advantages the affluent. For low-income households, it's economic suffocation. While inflation's dangers are obvious, Hayek warned of a more insidious consequence: price distortion-induced unemployment. When money floods markets unevenly, businesses make fatal miscalculations. They expand based on false signals, then lay off workers when reality hits. Mid-20th century Britain demonstrated this through failed nationalizations. State takeovers of industries created zombie enterprises. Government meddling suffocated productivity and innovation. From 1950 to 1970, nationalized sectors averaged 1 to 5% returns, dooming UK growth. Meanwhile, Britain's unemployment rate kept climbing alarmingly. From 1970 to 1977, unemployment more than doubled during the British disease economic crisis. Stagflation, stagnant growth with persistent inflation. Keynesian economies worldwide. Governments claim money printing creates jobs, but Hayek argued it actually destroys them long term. On May 8, 1977, world leaders, including the UK PM and US President, convened at Downing Street. Their joint communique finally validated Hayek's warnings. It stated clearly, inflation isn't a cure for unemployment, but its cause. Recapping, government-controlled money causes two major crises. First, eroding wealth through inflation, then distorting markets to create unemployment. This naturally leads to Hayek's radical question: must governments control money? Is state monopoly really the only viable monetary system? Part 2 examines this through historical, functional, and practical lenses. We'll analyze three key aspects of monetary systems. First, let's travel through monetary history. Money predates modern nation-states by millennia. Why did money emerge? Let's explore its origins. Barter's limitations necessitated a universal exchange medium. Homeric epics used cattle as value measurement. Ethiopia traded salt coins. Americas used tobacco and cacao beans. Show money circulated in Japan and East Indies markets. Examining monetary history reveals early currencies emerged through mutual recognition, not government decree. Adam Smith, father of economics, defined government roles as defense, justice, and public works. He never considered currency issuance a state responsibility. So how did governments monopolize money? The answer lies in metal coinage. Precious metal coins gained acceptance through their intrinsic material value. Hayek noted official stamps became crucial for verifying weight and purity. Governments positioned themselves as guarantors of coin authenticity. This evolved into profitable monopoly when alternatives disappeared. Seigniorage, the profit from minting coins, became irresistible revenue. Currency gradually transformed into vital policy implementation tool. Hayek argued modern governance assumes unlimited currency creation rights. Governments enforced monopoly through legal and coercive means. British law criminalized refusing royal coins as lèse majesté. American Revolution treated continental currency rejection as treason, yet governments proved poor stewards of this monetary power. Hayek warned monetary policy inevitably serves special interests, not public good. Hayek wrote, vast resources get diverted to placate the loudest special interests, a corrupting economic distortion. This inevitably disrupts market mechanisms' natural functioning. Hayek analyzed money's fundamental properties through four key functions. Any commodity fulfilling these roles could theoretically become money. Transaction medium, like ancient seashell currencies. 2. Value storage, hence the saying gold in turmoil, antiques in prosperity. 3. Deferred payment instrument, like commercial bills of exchange. 4. Accounting unit, cattle served this role in ancient ledgers. This historical survey proves money existed long before government control. State monetary monopoly emerged recently through political enforcement. Governments weaponized currency for economic control and revenue. Hayek spent his life combating this dangerous centralization. His seminal work, The Road to Serfdom, warned against planned economies. Central planners can never possess sufficient market knowledge. The one sacked, the killful problem makes centralized resource allocation impossible. Economic control inevitably expands governmental overreach. This creates what Hayek called the road to servitude. Our analysis reveals money isn't inherently governmental. Current systems require urgent monetary revolution. Now let's explore part 3, how to create functional private currency systems. We've discussed money's 4 fundamental functions. These form its basic properties. Hayek identified 2 additional critical factors for successful currency adoption. First, universal recognition and trust in its value. Second, relative price stability to maintain economic order. Hayek believed competitive bank-issued currencies could achieve both requirements. Qing Dynasty Chinese draft banks exemplified this model centuries earlier. Mission Chang, originally a pigment merchant, became China's first private bank in 1823. This pioneer institution specialized in deposits, loans, and nationwide remittances. Their silver-backed drafts functioned as early financial instruments. These notes became widely accepted across commercial centers. Merchants preferred these secure notes over transporting bulk silver. Competition intensified with rivals like Wei Taihao and Tian Changheng entering the market. Legendary businessman Hu Shuiyan established Fukan Banking Group, dominating late Qing finance. When Li Hongzhang's railway project faced funding shortages, Shanxi banks provided crucial loans. By 1900s, Chinese banks operated branches in Korea and Japan. Though revolutionary, these instruments differed from modern currency in circulation scope. Hayek's critics maintain money is naturally monopolistic and shouldn't be subjected to market competition. Hayek dismissed such criticism as fundamentally flawed. Throughout the 20th century, economists hastily declared telecoms as natural monopolies. History proved competition actually fueled their growth. Hayek argued true natural monopolies might not exist at all. Monopolies often stem from government actions and vested interests. Deregulation would threaten established banks facing new competitors. As libertarian champion, Hayek transcended special interests. He believed unleashed human ingenuity drives sufficient competition. Entrepreneurs would innovate to offer superior products and services. Currency should compete like any commodity, with self-interest driving better outcomes than monopolies. Late Qing draft banks exemplified profit-driven competition, but they understood lasting profits required ironclad credibility. They maintained note stability and liquidity through rigorous practices. Superior banks naturally rose through this competitive crucible. Jiaojiang's Datang banks built national networks through ethical practices. Hayek outlined competitive currency rules. Multiple issuers creating consumer choice. Stable, convertible currencies naturally dominate through market selection. Gradually, superior currencies become preferred for transactions and savings. Currency issuing banks face immediate market punishment for failing expectations. Profit motives compel banks to build trust through consistent performance. This incentive structure naturally promotes monetary stability. Consumer sovereignty reaches its fullest expression in this system. Currency choice becomes economic voting with daily transactions. This market discipline embodies Hayek's theory of consumer sovereignty. Adam Smith originated the concept in The Wealth of Nations. Hayek expanded it. Consumer preferences guide production through market signals. Producers become servants to aggregated consumer choices. Market output ultimately reflects collective consumer desires. This principle became bedrock of market economics. Now the critical question: how maintain currency stability? How control currency value fluctuations? Hayek proposed detailed mechanisms. Let's examine his tomato coin example. Essential commodities become monetary anchors. Initial benchmark: 1,000 tomato coins by 1 kilogram each of rice, soybeans, barley, wheat, coal. If later requiring 1,500 coins for same basket. Currency depreciated 5%. This signals the bank to contract money supply. Adjustments maintain purchasing power through algorithmic responses. Adjustments restore the basket's price to approximately 1,000 tomato coins. This system anchors value to consumer goods rather than speculative assets. Such design fundamentally protects consumer sovereignty. Through Part 3, Hayek transitions from critic to visionary reformer. He believed money deserves market competition like any other commodity. True market faith requires applying principles to monetary systems. Let competition drive out bad money with good, creating resilient economies. For decades, Keynesianism overshadowed Hayek's ideas in policy circles. Money printing became the default crisis response tool. Hayek's vision remained theoretical under nation-state frameworks. Blockchain technology's triple features reignited possibilities: decentralization, immutability, and cryptographic security. Bitcoin's 2009 launch marked the first practical implementation. Ethereum, Litecoin, and others soon joined the crypto revolution. No central banks govern this digital currency ecosystem. Peer-to-peer transactions bypass traditional financial intermediaries. Doesn't this echo Hayek's vision of denationalized money? Cryptographer Nick Szabo calls Hayek blockchain's spiritual forefather. Contextualizing Hayek's work, written during Europe's monetary chaos, the 1929 to 1932 Great Depression exposed government monetary failures. Economists sought international monetary solutions amidst disillusionment. We need to discover methods completely free from government control. Crucially, Hayek's monetary theories here are extraordinarily radical. Critics argue Hayek's system is politically unfeasible for true monetary denationalization. That's our analysis for today. Full notes below the audio. See you tomorrow.